This is Austin St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Hello, welcome to Phoenix, where we show you the latest technology to help us fight the dead man and protect humanity. I am George, and I am your guide. Today, we will be talking about Dead Man. Dead Man is an evil organization with the sole purpose of reviving their deity, Gifu. Of course, they have three leading members, Gifu's wife, Aguilara, Julio, and Olteca. What do they plan on doing once they revive GIF? That's what we plan on finding out. They managed to tempt people into making contracts with the dead man by using vice stamps. And in doing so, they are able to become one step closer to reviving GIF. Will we be able to stop them in time? We'll find out in our future logs. Okay, but for real though, how's everyone doing? I am TimeRider Zero, and of course, this is a Rider Time podcast. I hope you're all having a wonderful Friday. It has been a stressful week for me in particular. I had to deal with a lot of medical stuff, but it is what it is. I'm feeling good right now. I can't wait for the weekend where we'll be fully well rested. But first, we need to enjoy the full excitement that is Kamen Rider Revice episode 4. And of course, what is this episode called? It is Not Enough Love. A Dangerous Devil is Born. And of course, my partner couldn't make it. He's dealing with some stuff, but he'll make it at some point, hopefully in a nick of time. But for now, it's just a little me. But no, I appreciate the love and support that you, our lovely audience, are giving us all the time. So let's shall we get started? What do you guys think of the episode? Like, did you enjoy it? Were there things that you wish you could Jim Cornette? Let us know in the comments. And of course, if you have any predictions for upcoming episodes, let us know about those as well. In any case, let's get started with the episode. So, previous episode left off with a hostage situation that was finally averted. Icky was able to save the girl he likes along with his sister, and of course, you got turns out that the guy who kidnapped the two girls, he wasn't the real contract holder for the dead man. In fact, it's actually a woman with a jewel-studded shoe, and it was my prediction that this culprit is actually Icky's love interest who got kidnapped in the first place. And I even made the prediction that she probably faked her own hostage negotiation so in order to trick the mom into showing that she really did care. And of course, she obviously didn't. So, was my prediction true? Let's find out. So, the episode starts off with Icky and Daiji having an argument. Icky wants to protect the bathhouse, but Daiji says, listen, you got to save the world. It's more important than just one bathhouse. And while Icky makes a point of, if you can't protect even a bathhouse, how can you expect to protect the entire world? And of course, they get into an argument. Meanwhile, Icky's love interest confronts her mom. Why didn't you answer the phone? I was freaking kidnapped. And the mom was like, listen, I was at a photo shoot. And besides, I'm pretty sure you'd be able to handle it. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? You were in a hostage negotiation, but you can handle it. Mother of the Year award. Come on, guys. Like, if, in our other podcast, we have a thing called Karen Wars. I think you can understand the premise of that. And I swear to God, if this was a real person, she would definitely be a target on our Karen bounty. Now, of course, I do not endorse violence. We're just roasting Karens. That's all we do. But it is what it is. But yeah, this woman is very much a Karen, and I don't mean a cool Karen like Karen from Gundam 8th Mobile Suit Team. I don't mean a cool Karen like Karen Ashley. I mean the kind of Karen that's, well, watch our Not Safe for Work podcast. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so we got Aguilera complaining that it's taking too long to revive GIF, and Olteca tells her, "Listen, it takes time." So he exposits that there's actually two different tiers of dead man. There's the basic dead man, and there's an advanced dead man where humans straight up turn into their own dead man instead of just summoning one. And of course, they need 6 of them. I'm not sure if it's 6 including Olteca and Julio, or if it's 6 plus the 2 of them. But we do know that we definitely have. But he definitely explains that both Julio and Olteca are both advanced dead men, and they need 6 of them. So basically, they want Homegirl to be the one to become their next advanced dead man. Of course, this hooded figure is having a conversation with Sakura. Sakura tells her, "Listen, you need to talk to your mom." And of course, she unrobes her hood to reveal that it was Homegirl all along. I was right. I called it. I totally called it. Anyone who doubted it owes me $5. Okay. Meanwhile, turns out I'm very ripped. I'm a little scrawny side, but I'm svelte. I'm actually pretty well built. Like, I got really good arms. But of course, Daiji says, "Listen, can I become a writer now? Can I be the second writer?" And George says, "Listen, man, before you could upgrade your equipment, you need to upgrade your personality." And I'm like, this got Ixa written all over it, and I'm loving it. Anyway, so there's an idol party for Homegirl's sister where she and the other 2 performers are doing a show, and she has a flashback to when her mom just straight up ignored her in order to get her daughter some juice. And I'm thinking, that's kind of messed up. Like you straight up ignored your daughter. You didn't just neglect her. You straight up ignored her. Like, she doesn't exist. Like, damn. And I thought I was cold. I'm joking. I don't know why I made that Joker reference. Okay. So she summons the gorilla dead man to attack the party. And yes, she does reveal herself to be the one to actually be the dead man, the contract holder. And of course, Icky and Vice transform. They go directly into their mammoth form in order to fight it off. And I actually like how they go straight into their alternate form, because Kuga used to do this. Don't get me wrong, but there have been times when, or even Deno, Kuga and Deno definitely used to do that. But honestly, I often find lately that writers just go into their base form and then go into an alternate form, as opposed to just straight up transforming into their alternate form. And that's really interesting that they actually went there. I mean, I can't remember if Toma did it a little bit. And keep in mind, I'm talking about alternate forms, not upgrades, alternates. Like if Toma went straight into a dragon Peter Pan and not just become dragon and then just add Peter Pan to it, or if Aruto went straight into Burning Tiger and not just become Rising Hopper and then become Rising Tiger, like go straight into it. But it is what it is. Okay, so So the two of them are fighting off the Gift Juniors, and yes, we finally have a name drop. They're called Gift Juniors, and then and Aguilera dressed up as some character from some anime I've never watched because that's what it looks like. Is trying to do the whole Devil's Whisper, telling her to do an advanced contract. So she does. She actually does do an advanced contract, and basically the Deadman just Thanos snaps itself into a bunch of contract pages, and they all just gather up onto Homegirl's body, turning her into a full-on Deadman. And of course, she mops the floor with the two riders and kidnaps her sister. Of course, Daiji reprimands Ikki for being so reckless, and he's like, "Listen, man, you don't know what it means to save people. Don't pretend like you do. All you do is just be nosy. You're a freaking yenta. We don't need yentas. We need riders." And Ikki says, "Well, if you think you could be a writer or do a better job being a writer, why don't you become a writer?" He's like, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'm come to talk to you again." So Ikki tries to go confide with his mom, which we pretty much established is the Ernie of this season of Power Rangers. Just kidding, it's Kamen Rider, but she's basically Ernie at this point because whenever you need some human to give you advice, you always go to Ernie's juice bar. So turns out Daiji was listening in on the conversation, but then when Ikki leaves, the mom tells Daiji, next time you should tell it to yourself. And of course, Ikki finds the Terra Vice stamp left for him. So Ikki looks into a picture of him with his brother because they have been fighting, and Ikki finally understands what Vice said earlier when he said that he was loveless. People are not empathetic enough. That's the moral of the episode. People need to be more empathetic. They need to they need to hear other people's perspective, put themselves in other people's shoes. They need to understand where other people are coming from, and people just don't want to do it. It's a vice, if you ask me. Anyways, hostage negotiation, and this time instead of being Zeus, where she's the victim of the negotiation, she is Liam Neeson's character from A Million Ways to Die in the West. Did you ever notice how Liam Neeson always plays one of the three roles in a hostage negotiation? He's either the criminal, the hostage, or the negotiator. Every single movie Liam Neeson is in, he's in one of those three positions. Every single movie. So yes, I am making two Liam Neeson references. And yes, Qui-Gon Jinn is a negotiator. Zeus, hostage. Aslan, negotiator and hostage. Taken, negotiator. Taken 2, negotiator. Moving on. Okay, so Ikki shows up and he tries to talk things out. He said he convinced his homegirl's mom to actually try to talk things out. And he transforms, fights off the dead man, and while the mom talks to her, and this is basically her underworld where they're having a heart-to-heart conversation. But while it seemingly works at first, she actually kind of implodes like a neutron star, and so she goes wild. And so Ikki, she does drop her sister, and Ikki uses the pterodactyl vice stamp and to use the Phi's genome. And I love how part of his transformation involves his chest plates opening like Phi's armor in Excel form. But yes, much like Excel form, he can run up and down walls like the Flash from the first 2 seasons, back when the show was actually good. So he manages to save her sister by having Vice turn into a hover bike. Yes, Vice actually turned into a hover bike. I don't know how he did that, but he did. I don't know if it's a remix thing. I want to see more of this. And of course, Daiji tells Ikki that there is a way to separate a contract holder from an advanced dead man, because George told him the way to do it is to do a rider kick. I love George. I love George so much. But yes, I love how he has a figurine of Ichigo. And he's like, you got to do rider kick. I love how he's true to form. It's so adorable. Moving right along, we have an epic fight scene, and of course, the advanced dead man throws a bus and a truck at them, and they manage to separate, like run the fade, and of course, Vice turns back into his cycle form, does this beautiful spinning slash attack, while Ikki freaking runs up walls like he's the Flash from seasons 1 and 2, and does an amazing attack, leading to a rider kick. If Fox was here, he would say, a jump to Scott Jones to a rider kick. He's obsessed with Zero One, let's be honest. And of course, in that rider kick, he does separate the two bodies, makes a beautiful, flashy finish, and then all's well that ends well. Ikki finally signs a contract to join Phoenix and fully receives the belt and Vice stamps, because Daiji is not his liaison, he is his brother and now co-worker. However, as Daiji and Ikki leave, Vice notices something. This picture of the two of them together, for some reason, Daiji starts to disappear. And it seems that Vice knows what's happening. So what do you guys think is really happening here? Let us know in the comments. So likes, dislikes, my likes, dislikes, and score out of 10. Well, I think this was a relatively good episode. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but like I said last week, I like that they actually continued from a previous episode and then just like close it out from there. Because I like the whole 2-episode story structure, but I hate how they made it super obvious in the previous episode that Ikki's love interest is the real culprit, and they revealed it so early into this episode. It made it less interesting, and honestly kind of ruined the pacing, because this episode felt horribly short. Like so little happened in this episode that I didn't even make that many screenshots for this review. I wish more stuff happened, but in a good way. I mean, I don't want it to have a lot of stuff happen in a bad way, like some parts of Saber where a lot of stuff is going on and you can't really keep up with what's happening. No, but also having too little happen in an episode is also bad. I'm not saying this episode is terrible, but not. I feel like these 2 episodes could have been squeezed into 1 episode. To be honest. Or they could have just written this one to be a little bit more differently, and it would be better if the big reveal that she was the culprit would have been a little less obvious, and the reveal would be a little later into the episode instead of just the beginning. But the fight at the end of the episode, that was awesome. I actually like that part. I especially love how in the transformation, you got the whole Vice Excel thing going on. I love how he's super fast, and they actually did a lot of the special effects from the Flash. I like that Vice is a hover bike. We haven't had a hover bike before. We will get a jet ski in 2041, in 20 years from now, but we've never had a hover bike. At least not a traditional hover bike, because hard boilder in flame form, I don't count that. But damn, it's a hover bike. Yeah. I don't care how much you like Pop-Tarts, I'd rather have a hover bike. But yeah, the effects were amazing. I like it, but again, I wish I had a little bit more meat on this episode. That's my issue. I give this episode a good 8 out of 10, not a bad 8 out of 10, but a good 8 out of 10. I want more things to happen in it. So, what do you guys think of the episode? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What are some of your thoughts on it? And what do you think is going to happen next? What do you think is going on with the whole photograph thing? What do you think is going to happen with the whole needing six more advanced dead man? Let us know in the comments. So Kumaken says hi y'all. uh let's see. I have to admit, this is the first suit I had to look up which writer inspired the suit. I see it in hindsight. I saw it right away, to be honest, but honestly I did not notice right away that it was trying to be Excel form, because I just thought they were just pterodactyl wings. But I actually like that they actually do come out like it's Excel form for Kamen Rider Fives. I'm not a fan of that season because it feels too much like the show Friends, and I'm not a fan of the show Friends. I know it's a hot take, but I'm not a fan of the show Friends, and Fives is basically Friends if four of the characters were monsters instead of all six of them. So we got a new amigo. We had the green one, the purple mole Howard, and the one calling the shots, working on giving her a better name. And this episode introduces Carmen Sandiego. Ha. Okay, because she's red and teleports, so you have to ask where she is. Build started in alternate. I don't remember him starting in alternate forms. I mean, I've seen him in advanced forms, but I need to see him actually be Sento and then actually use hedgehog fire or dragon key or octopus light, which honestly looks like a Splatoon character. Let's be honest. Okay, the advanced contracts actually appear to have an actual agreement of you becoming my child and you get benefits. Okay, I don't know. Okay, X benefit. Okay, getting Kamen Rider birth flashbacks. Yeah, yeah. But for me, it's more like Kamen Rider Ixa flashbacks, to be honest. For me, WOs and Forze also started in alternate forms. No, they didn't. They absolutely did not. No, I've seen Forze go straight to. I've seen Forze go straight into magnet states, but I did not see him go straight into electric or fire. I have to say I don't like the Feist Terra suit. I think it's okay. Honestly, my issue with the Feist Terra suit is that it's the same color scheme as the Rex suit. I wish it was a little more different, like the other two suits. It looks more like Kamen Rider from the future at the end of O's. Oh, you mean Kamen Rider Ocean? Yeah, that's I actually kind of referenced that just now because he's from 2041. We gotta go back, Icky, back where Vice, back to the future. I really want to rewatch Back to the Future Part 3. It's my favorite in the trilogy. Okay, I like the stuff at the hospital with the mom, Icky, and that she was passing on advice the brother doesn't have the relationship to say, and Icky to take the heart. Yeah, no, that's great. I don't like Vice Essential becoming Fize's bike. I mean, he's not Fize's bike. Look, Autovaji never became a hover bike. It turned into a robot fighter. Hold on. He's a fighting hero, Autovaji. He's a fighting robot, Autovaji. Okay, I'll stop. The chest wings made me think Kiva. I haven't looked at which rider is what stamp. I hope they do a Kiva stamp at some point. By pricking of my thumb, something evil this way comes. Don't you? I wish you would change that just a little bit to be more show relevant. But yes, Macbeth. Yes, You're Scotty. God dang it. Honestly, I don't remember the last time I've ever seen an actual Scotty quote Macbeth. I've seen Americans quote it. I've seen Aussies. I've seen Kiwis. I've seen every single English speaking nationality quote Macbeth except for Scotty. That's funny to me. It's weird that I haven't seen one that do it. Thumbs. But yeah, no, this was pretty funny. Anyways, that was the comment section. Thank you everyone for watching. I know this was a short episode, and I'm sorry my partner isn't here with me. But we'll be back. Hopefully, we'll all be back again next week to do the 5th episode. And I hope, and of course, if you like watching our reviews of Kamen Rider Revice, be sure to comment, like, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and in the case of YouTube, be sure to ding the bell icon because you know how the algorithm gets. And of course, if you like this review, you can also watch our other reviews, such as our recent review of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. We do Power Rangers Beast Morphers, and let me tell you, tomorrow's episode, it's going to be some crazy stuff. Is going to be happening, and of course, we also have reviews of the Boom Studio comics and interviews with a lot of the actors. Most recently, we interviewed Oriko from Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers. So be sure to check all that out. Be sure to see some of our future content and by following, liking, and subscribing. And of course, if you want to see more of my socials and content, you could follow me on Instagram at Chrono_Cosplay. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BogeyKabuto. If you want to see my co-host, who happens to not be here, you can follow him on Instagram at @TheReckless_Fox and on YouTube @TheReckless_Fox. And you can find him on Twitch at twitch.tv/Reckless_Fox, where he does some game reviews. We do some late night podcasts and some other stuff that is not safe for YouTube. So be sure to see us again next time, and I hope to see you guys again real soon. Have a good week, guys. Bye.
Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.